It is make or break for Bitcoin right now as it approaches an area of previous resistance. If we can get a breakthrough here, we might see Bitcoin rallying on up towards 65, maybe even towards $70,000. Hi, and welcome back to the channel. If you do find today's content useful, informative, smash that like button, guys. I really do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, and let's waste no more time. Let's jump right down into today's video. So here we are going to be taking a look at the technical analysis on Bitcoin. We are paired up with the USDT. We're on the one-day Binance chart. And as I was saying there, we are up against the previous resistances, right? We've been kind of hit down quite hard on BTC from the 50 exponential moving average. And right now on our daily time frame, we have that ability to either see a breakthrough and kind of a rally, or unfortunately more of a breakdown. We can see that the 50 exponential moving average is currently coming in at $63,650, with the yellow line coming through the chart here being the 50 simple moving average, also another area of resistance at 65,661. So if we break through the 50 EMA, we are going to be looking at resistance on the 50 SMA, and the 50 SMA, if we can get a breakout from there, that's how we can kind of head towards the $70,000 level. If, however, we were to continuously get rejected from here and we continue to set those lower highs and lower lows, then we are, of course, going to be targeting down towards the kind of $52,000 level, that being the 200-day exponential moving average at that you see here on the chart. Okay, so there's a few things that we've been talking about recently for BTC, right? We've been talking about how we are not in the strongest position. We are in a downtrend on the daily time frame at the moment, with the lower lows, the lower highs, with the fact that we have resistance coming in on the 50 simple moving average to 50 exponential moving average. But on a longer time frame, we are still bullish, right? We are above our 200-day exponential moving average, indicating that the market is still bullish, although bearish right now on the shorter time frames, bullish on the longer time frames, right? So long term we're bullish, short term we're probably going to look at a little bit on the bearish side. Our targeted range, realistically speaking, is between $53,000 and $56,000, with that potential for 51 to 53. Okay, you can see how these are coinciding with our 200-day exponential moving average. Now, at the moment, there hasn't been a lot of buying pressure to help try to push the price through. The bulls have kind of been a bit shy. They haven't been kind of showing their face at the moment, and they've been kind of not wanting to kind of dabble or dip their toes into BTC. And as such, basically the sellers, the bears, are able to basically confirm these areas of resistance, and basically we're seeing a lot of liquidity extracted from the market through a bit of a ranging market. Okay, we can go ahead and we can check a few additional things on here. For example, if I were to draw in a parallel channel, you can kind of see here just how much we've actually been in this kind of downward trend line, downward trend, right? This has been noted as a bit of a bullish flag, as in we have this surge to the upside, we have the tilting lower highs, lower lows, which is a bit of a bull flag, right? We can see that here. And I also want to kind of note here as well that when we have lower highs and lower lows like this with an overlapping candlestick nature, it is short term, so we are looking for that next lift to the upside, hence why I believe we are short term bearish, long term bullish, right? Now, I personally think that we haven't really got the momentum behind the price action to push past the 50 EMA, 50 SMA. Hopefully I'm wrong on that, but if we take a look at our momentum indicator right here, the stochastic RSI on the daily time frame, you can see it's still on this higher side. It's not quite overbought, but it is kind of pushing up against those resistances. From here, we have seen time and time again resistance, and we have, of course, seen further pushes to the downside on the price action. Okay, so we can see here that we are likely to see, unfortunately, further downside, further momentum shifting, unfortunately, basically meaning that we're likely to see price action dropping rather than surging. Now, if I take the stochastics off and we show the RSI, the relative strength index, you can see that it is lower than the 50 level on our relative strength index here. Okay, and we can see that whilst we're lower than that 50 level, we are bearish on the RSI, the index. There is no divergences here, so we're not looking for bearish or bullish flags being shown on the divergence indicator. It is just unfortunate that we are lower than that key level. If we were hoping to kind of get a good push higher, then we might be able to flip into bullish momentum on the relative strength index. But I think that the stochastic RSI being slightly more price sensitive shows us the true picture of what is going on. If we take a look at the MACD, it does have a little bit of positivity, but MACD is, of course, a very laggy indicator. It's only showing you what's happened already. It's not really trying to be predictive in any way, shape, or form. And it's the same kind of concept that you have with the stochastic RSI or the relative strength index. They are all quite laggy. Stochastic's a little bit more sensitive to that price movement, which means it shows you a little bit more of what's actually going on, whereas the relative strength index is better for a trend to the upside. And the MACD, in my opinion, is really, it's probably better suited to the smaller timeframes than the larger timeframes. It's not really one that I like to use, to be honest with you. It's a bit of an amateurish tool, in my opinion.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential.
So let's go ahead and take a look at Smart Money Concepts, right? How is Smart Money Concepts positioning BTC here? And well, we still have our upward trend, right? From a Smart Money Concepts point of view, there isn't actually anything major going on the daily time frame. There's some minor stuff which is indicated on the smaller time frames, such as these change of characterizations and these break of structures. These are, of course, all showing you that on the smaller time frame we are in the lower lows, the lower highs, and essentially we're breaking down. With the resistances coming in here, you can see here that the premium area is slightly higher. You can see that at the top in the range here. And you can see these red areas as well. These are also areas of selling pressure. So we note that actually, it's very unlikely that we're going to push through those, in my opinion. Not only is this the resistances on the 50 EMA, 50 SMA, but we can also see there's a large amount of selling pressure occurring there from a Smart Money Concepts point of view. This little green patch right down here is a fair value gap, and price likes to go back down and fill out fair value gaps. So I suspect that we probably will be looking for a bit of a move to the downside, and I think Smart Money Concepts kind of aligns to that idea. Our Elliott wave theory structures are very much where we were before, so W, X, Y, X, and Z. That's what we're looking for. We hope it's not a diagonal. Diagonal would be incredibly bearish, but I don't think we have that momentum going on there. We could also look at this through a three-wave pattern if we wanted to be a little bit more on that bearish pattern, as you can kind of see coming in here. So W, X, Y, X, Z is probably the one that's going on there. But we'll keep an eye on this and see how it kind of plays out longer term. So on the daily time frame, unfortunately, I do see more slippage to the downside. We're still looking for that 200-day exponential moving average to get hit. We are kind of working our way towards that target. From a weekly time frame, rolling this up, again, we can see that we're above the 200-week exponential, the 200-week SMA, the 200-week 50 EMA as well, right? So we're actually really bullish on the weekly time frame. I'm not too concerned there. You can also see from these weekly candles that there's a lot of buying pressure on the low side and a lot of selling pressure on the higher side, basically just showing us it's actually quite an indecisive market. It doesn't really know which way it wants to go just yet. I think for the most part we are likely to see a little bit more slippage to the downside before we actually get that move to the upside. Our Smart Money Concept shows us with a fair value gap coming down towards $52,000. I wouldn't be surprised if we did fill that out. Equilibrium is down on the 50 exponential moving average and 50 simple moving averages. Those are $43,000 to $46,000. That would be a very bearish thing, but still really bullish on the weekly time frame to find support on those levels. I don't think we're going to go down there, but we cannot rule it out. We are, of course, as I said, in a bullish structure overall. So if we take off the Smart Money Concepts, throw on maybe the Gaussian channel here on our weekly time frame, very bullish on the weekly Gaussian channel. Again, looking very nice for this move to the upside. It has some interesting things that are going on with the Gaussian channel that hasn't happened before. So again, we can't look at it fully predictively, but it does look pretty good at the moment. So I think for the most part, BTC finds itself in a bit of a liquidity grabbing situation. It will kind of take out the shorts, take out the longs, and it's working its way down towards its 200-day exponential, in my opinion. You can let me know what your thoughts are on all of this in the comments down below. And if you have found today's video useful, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. And if you haven't done so yet, what are you waiting for? You should probably check out this video right here, where we go through a little bit more of what's going on in the crypto space.